Little fog over in that valley. Little fog right there in the field too. Not too bad. Little bit of color. I don't think the color's going to get much better than that this morning. But there it is. And if you notice, Ty laid the manure on that little horseshoe piece pretty thick. See a lot of green in there now. Across the creek from it, you can barely see where I made. When I took 4 loads out on that hillside. A little rain and make a little grass grow. And yeah, I hope we can get into that in a few days. See if it dries up enough. I know we're not getting up the lane with anything. I don't even know if we can get up there with the 4-wheelers now. But we got gravel up through the draw. Just got a short stretch that we got to go uphill and not on gravel. At least finish that back there when we get to it. And there's the other fun thing. This looks good compared to the lot. Look how lots of sloppy mess. Before we can run through here, have to scrape that down, but it ain't gonna be for a few days. And I'm gonna say that they would like some hay in there today. First feeder, there's 2 cows in there, but yeah, they're reaching the ground. I don't see anything sticking up in the other 2. Calves might be all right today, which could be an issue. They might get a bale in here today anyway. And the steers, yeah, they might be all right for a couple days. They don't go through too damn much of it. There's only, 6 steers and a bull. So, get them fed and figure my day out. Oh, I didn't think it was going to show up that good. Hey, Dino here's got a nice flattened out spot where he beds down. And that's mostly hay there because he likes to waste hay. Mom would take like 3 or 4 flakes, leave it in a clump, throw it in there. He'd drag it all out. And he's got it drugged back. That hump back there. So does Bam. Let's look over here at Bam's and there's not as much hay drugged back. What I've been doing is the length of these feeders, the section for their hay anyway, lay about 6 flakes end to end, and they lay flat in the bottom. Dino's not wasting there as much hay as he used to. He drags it out and eats it off the ground anyway. I mean, that's him. He's just a dumbass that way, but they're not complaining. They're not bellowing at midnight because they're hungry like they used to do. I just thought I'd share that with you. I mean, it's just enough for them. I mean, realistically, they're probably getting more than they should, but they're going to eat what they're going to eat. And, they got to get built back up. He ain't going to get built up much before he goes on the trailer, but Bam there, he's got another year or 2, so we want to keep him in good shape. And these boys over here, they got free choice out there. And they all go here in about a month. Part of them one weekend and part of them the next weekend. Except for Wally. Wally sticks around. And I'm not even going to try to find him. It's too dark to see his face. Debated for a moment. Do I show you more or not? There's a lot better color than it was. So I showed you more. And the fog's creeping over the top of the neighbor's house a little now over there. I go finish feeding. Hey, the yard light finally shut off. Okay, almost a finished product. I cleaned these up earlier. Ooh, I missed a spot. Oh well. I just wanted to get the extra that was on the stem and smooth it up so it slid freely on both of them. Time I got things the right length, these 2 springs will be used, and there's a slug that's going to go between them. The other spring wasn't long enough, and I found a piece of this a little longer. Well, it was too long, so that's about right. I think it's 2 3/4, give or take, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, somewhere in there. Fine thread bolts, fine threads. Reason being, it's only an 1/8 inch piece. And coarse thread, you're gonna not have much thread there. And just because where it's going or what it's doing, I'm probably gonna clean these threads up a little bit and then put a drop of Loctite on them. Because if they, with these turning, it's going to make it vibrates and loosens them up. Well, then you got a mess. Drop of Loctite ain't going to hurt nothing. Actually help seal those threads, so if for some reason this isn't covered and it's out in the weather, shouldn't have an issue there. Shouldn't. And then maybe get this thing on there today, but I'm waiting for paint to dry. It's over there, hanging. Finished product. I used Allen heads just because I wasn't going to be able to put a socket on the others. And those are some of those things that come out of the house. Work just right for it. I went out and stole a little grease out of the grease guns, and everything in here has got grease in it. This is actually centered, but these aren't perfectly true. You watch, it'll go in and out a little bit. And yeah, unfortunately it decides to do that part of the time. But right there, it's not going to free spin either way, really. This one seems to work a little better. And I would imagine it scuffs that paint up a little more. It'll have a little more friction to it. But if I need to take it out, boom, boom. Change the insides a little bit if I need to. So now I guess I'm going to see if I can get it packed out there and where it's going to mount for sure, and figure what to cover it with. And ties on the roof again. And I'm going to toss her that next time. Oops. 18 volt adapter, 20 volt battery. Why? Because Becky still has my 20 volt driver in the trailer, and she keeps saying, I'll bring it out to you. I don't even know where it is. Putting the adapter on this little grinder. Actually made a grinder out of it instead of a freaking wussy polisher. But this battery was laying in the drawer, should have been charged. It didn't have much to it. I took one off the drill, off this drill. That's what she's got right now. Close one is the one she put on before she went up, and the far one's the one she just wasted. So eventually we won't have any 18 volt batteries. It's all going to be 20s. They ain't cheap, but oh yeah, also turns that little circular saw into a real saw instead of a file. Anyway, I really don't want to pack that across the yard, but I know the light's wrong. I'll move. There it is. It's on. It's over the compartment with the cooler and power tools in it. Sturdy. And pretty sure that's going to be enough to keep these from turning and unspooling going down the road. I wasn't sure which way I wanted it. If I turn it the other way, right now these are that far in from the edge. So, I mean, hey, we're taking the mirror off, we're taking the grab handle off, we're taking the exhaust off, and we're taking the welder off before we can hit them. And from the back, well, I don't think we're going to move that either. If I turn it around, it's offset mount. These are just inside the compartment. There's a space here that's outside. I wanted those inside. Yeah, if I turned it around, they'd be back here. So that's too far back. Where it is, I can stand flat-footed on the ground and I can crank these. And that's what I got to be able to do. So, and if I remember right, I put that on for a ground lug, but this doesn't go to anything other than the truck. It's grounded to the truck through here, because those are separate. If you're in the generator, you're supposed to run a ground. That's how my old welder was too. Except for it, you couldn't run the generator and the welder at the same time. I don't think I can on this one either. See, the mason bees have been into the 220 plug though. Buggers. Anyway, there's comfortable room right there for my hand to fit. I grabbed a hold of it this way and cleared. Because odds are I won't put my hand on it this way. I'll be cranking it on the other way. And when I run wires, I'm not sure. I may run them underneath that spool and come around the front. Because my plan is to do it so I can unhook them when it's not in use, and so I can switch polarity. But yeah, mason bees or mud daubers, one or the other. Probably mud daubers, bigger hole. But this is the positive. That's the ground. Oh, here's your ground stud for grounding the machine. But I honestly then don't remember why I put that on there. Oh well. And I only made that in 19. That's how long it's been sitting around in the way, getting moved, getting shuffled. I did have to play with this hole. I drilled them. I don't know why the one was off as far as it was, but it was. I cheated. I took it off, and from the other side, I angled the drill to eat it out this way. Yeah, fresh paint yet. But everything's tight on there at the moment, so that's how it's going to be. And oopsie, I knocked a little paint off of stainless. I wasn't worried about the stainless. I was worried about the mild steel. But anywho, it's done. Out of the shop, out of the freaking way. Someday figure out what to do for a cover.
Dropped it from over there.
I didn't mention Cassie's been here all day. She's going to be here tomorrow to help with cows. But Ty did a good one.
I don't know how the hell I managed
I just took her off the roof.
Well, I was over there, though,
and
when
she
I dropped
the screw from over there.
And it just heard a ting off one gate. It wasn't like it was multiple.
And she had Cassie looking for it. Oh, if I could see the screen, I'd have it made. But hey, you can see the screw. It bounced off the gate and actually stuck into the edge of the railroad tie.
I don't know how I managed.
Pretty good, eh?
Damn, I'm good, though.
Oh, that's part of the fun for the day. If it was a new one, it probably would have screwed itself all the way in. So, and she tells me after I set her down, oh, I ran out of screws.
I did.
This section was stuff that come off of a horse barn that got blown away in a storm in like 1980, 81.
Fuck that shit. We need that type of shit any day of the week.
We picked all that crap up out of the middle of one of our fields. Landlord's the one that had the barn, so yeah, she didn't want to deal with it. So, but she's done with the roof for today. She's gonna make a career out of it.